Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry for the delay in the start of the stream here. We had some technical issues getting the stream started, but we are here now. Here with 7 minutes left in qualifying, and your current qualifying order is as stands. With Molina currently on provisional pole, never mind. Wilson goes to provisional pole. It's Bradley Wilson in the 51. Goes provisional pole with Molina currently P2. Scott Bryant bumps down to P3. So currently, your top three is Wilson, Bryant, and Molina. Followed by William Smith, Jacob Malone, Michael Fish, Jordan Herring, Tyler Lehman, and in ninth is Ethan A. Doweldy. So Wilson is currently on provisional pole with 5 minutes left here in qualifying. There goes Doweldy up to P6. Bradley Wilson still on the top spot. Ladies and gentlemen, while qualifying is still underway here, we will be back momentarily, but we will keep the eyes on the racetrack and the timing board. And we are back. Just had to confirm if people will be able to take interviews after qualifying is over. So current pole sitter Bradley Wilson in the number 51. The top five are as stands: 2 Toyotas, 2 Fords, and then a Toyota to round out the top 5 with Max Molina. So currently as stands, Wilson still on pole with Bryant and Smith in second and third, with Malone in fourth, Molina in fifth, Doweldy sixth, Fish seventh, Herring eighth, Lemon ninth, and 10th is Brandon Redford. All fairly close in lap time. We will see when we bring up the grid for the start of the race. So just coming down to about a minute 50 seconds left in qualifying here for the all-terrain Cup Series Daytona Firestorm 250. This is the first points paying race of the season. Last week we had the Clash at IRP sponsored by Firestorm Racing, and that went really interestingly as the 79 of Joaquin Stewart was spun around and wrecked at the end of the final two-lap shootout we had at IRP. Who will take home the win here today at Daytona, we'll have to see. It's going to be one interesting race, that is for sure. It's definitely going to be interesting to see who helps who. So now, under a minute left in qualifying before we will take to the grid here in Daytona. And with that, that's going to round out qualifying here at Daytona. So the checker flag is out here in qualifying from the virtual Daytona International Speedway. And with that being said, let's go to the grid for the race today. Go to our starting lineup as we will head down closer to the grid. On pole for today's race here at Daytona in the all-terrain Gen 6 Cup Series, the Firestorm 250. On pole is Bradley Wilson. Alongside him on the front row will be Scott Bryant. Row 2 consists of William Smith alongside Jacob Malone. Row 3, Max Molina alongside Ethan DeWelde. And row 4 is Michael Fish and Jordan Herring. In row 5, we have Tyler Lehman and Joel Brooks. And rounding out the field in P11 is going to be Brandon Redford. So that is your grid for today's race. I have no idea why it's not showing the actual laps. There we go. We got 100 laps here today. It's going to be a long race, but it's going to be a fun one. Fun one for sure. So the field almost ready to roll off here. I'm not sure if they are waiting for a couple other cars to grid or what. We have Nolan Gross, who will be starting in P13. He has just joined the grid. And there we go, rolling from Daytona in the first ever points-paying race for the all-terrain Gen 6 Cup Series. You know what, let's go ahead and find... Let's go ahead and find a... Let's go ahead and find a... Let's go ahead and find a driver to pull into the grid here just before the race gets underway, as they head down the back straightaway. So yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have time, so we'll do that under the first caution. We'll pull in a random driver as it comes to turns 3 and 4 to start the race here at Daytona. First points paying race, points on the line in the season, in the championship hunt. The race for the title begins now here at Daytona. And as the pace car peels off, here comes the field down towards the start-finish line, and the green flag is out here at Daytona. We're underway from the All-Terrain Cup Series at Daytona. They're already wrecking in the back. Big wreck on the front straightaway. Multiple cars involved, potentially. Caution is out before we even get to turn 1. What happened? I am not sure. So we're going to go ahead and go back and take a look at what happened in today's race replay, sponsored by Empire Paints. It looks like the 97, they all started wrecking in front of him. No, it started in front. It started more in front of the 97. What happened is the biggest question on my mind. It may be Redford. Yeah, let's check up from the 21. The 21 checked up. That was Michael Fish. He checks up and causes that huge wreck. Maybe he spun the tires or something on the restart. Restarted in the wrong gear. But we have a wreck on lap 1 before we even get to turn 1 of the race. It's gonna be a long, eventful race here at Daytona, judging off of that. Well, while we're at it, let's go ahead and take a look at today's pit strategy. Potential stint length right now, everyone only on 1, so we will bring that up more later on. So Scott Bryant, current race leader, over Bradley Wilson, Jacob Malone, and Max Molina. And DeWeldy's gained a spot. You know, actually, let's go ahead and bring in Ethan DeWeldy. Hey, Ethan, this is James up on the broadcast booth. Got a copy? So, lap 1 wrecks at Daytona usually pretty rare. What was the situation down there on the racetrack?
Luckily, I avoided it. It's my own side, but when I saw my own side, it's like shit. Just sat up in the field. So yeah, that was definitely a weird effect, but I mean, happens. Miss a shift. But you know, it's just I don't know. I mean, from what I'm saying, it could have happened later. Could be something later.
Yeah, and obviously, like you mentioned, that lap 1 wrecks at Daytona are usually pretty rare, but it can happen. So, but you're already up. You're already up 1 spot. So, hopefully many more to come, and good luck for the rest of the race. Ethan DeWeldy saying, from what they were wrecking off to his left, could have been a potential missed shift. I don't believe the driver of the 21 is in anything to be able to be pulled in. No, it doesn't look like he is. 21. Yeah, that's Michael Fish in the Chevrolet Camaro. going to go to outbreak here, as they are not quite 1 to green yet. No, never mind. We are 1 to green, so we will not be going to an outbreak now. So we head down towards turn 3 to get ready to go back green at Daytona. Are we going to see another wreck on the restart? Or are we going to be able to go green through the start this time? Unlike the initial start, where the 21 stacked up the field. We will see as they come off of turn number 4. See if they go back green for the second time tonight. Base car dips off. Flagman has the flag in his hand. So they come to the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air for the second time tonight at Daytona. We are back green, racing from Daytona. We seem to have made it past the start finish line clean without a wreck. Now, big moves there from the 38 as he moves up right in front of the 23 of Jordan Herring. They're single file for the most part, but the 52 and the 51, that's Scott Bryant and Bradley Wilson, teammates pushing each other on the bottom line, keeping Jacob Malone in tow behind him. And right behind them, don't forget, that's Max Molina in the 45. The two teammates out front, from what we know, they're teammates. Two teammates out front right now. That's Scott Bryant and Bradley Wilson, the 52, the 51. Both Toyotas, so two Toyotas are up front working with each other right now. Will that continue throughout the race, or are we going to see something different? We'll just have to wait and see. Down the back straightaway we go. As we enter 3 and 4, we've continued to keep it clean. Up until this point, the 38 now, right with the 51. Behind him, he's got the 45 and the 15. And then behind them, you have the 23 in tow. On the outside lane, you have the 97 car of William Smith. The rest of the field, Brennan Redford has gotten pretty separated. He's tandeming with Nolan Gross at the current moment. Now there's two cars up on the high side. That's William Smith pushing 38 of Jacob Malone. Still two cars on that outside lane at the moment, as they will hop in down to that bottom lane as we enter turns 3. Down the front, now into the trial. We'll still keeping it green here, but some cars starting to wobble out of line a little bit. Those two teammates up front keeping it really stable up front. They seem to have swapped around positions a little bit here. They got a third Toyota coming behind them. That is Max Molina in the 45, Columbia Toyota Camry. Behind him, he has Ethan Llewellyn in the number 15 Chevy Camaro. Now exiting turn 4, still with the lead is the 51 over Scott Bryant's teammate. And that group with Gross and Redford has continued to grow. The gap between the two is continuing to continuing to gain. Potentially a car on the apron. Was that the 38 of Malone, or was that the 97 of William Smith? Cautions out Smith on the apron. Redford and Gross both get on by. Gross is currently the driver with the most positions gained at 5. I'll have to go back and take a look at what happened with the 97 of William Smith. This is your wreck replay brought to you by Empire Paints. I have to go to. Have to get a better angle here. Looks like maybe the 38 catches the 97 with a bad bump. He goes to the apron, nearly comes back up, nearly hits the 38, but spins into the wall and off into the grass down in the middle of 1 and 2. The 02 and the 47 get by. So the second caution of the day is out for the 38 coming around. We're going to bring in our current driver who's gained the most positions so far this race, Nolan Gross. Hey Nolan, it's James up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy? So currently, you and Brandon seem to have been working together there. You got separated from the pack a little bit. Just want to walk us through what's going on there?
Oh, I just saw Joel was blinking a little bit, so I was kind of pull back, kind of play it safe, and then it sounds like Brandon might have a little bit of damage that he just couldn't clear that fast. So sadly, I was caught up, and I didn't have it.
And now, according to my graphic here, you are the current driver that has moved up the most positions at 5. Well, keep it going and good luck, Nolan. Nolan Gross, driver of the 02. And as I say that, another driver has taken over that position of how many? No, he hasn't. Nolan's made up 9 positions so far. Currently, the second most, goes to Tyler Lehman with 7. Then Brandon Redford with 6, and then DeWeldy with 5. The driver who's lost the most is Bradley Wilson with 9 positions lost. So your current leader, Ethan DeWeldy, over Tyler Lehman, Max Molina, Nolan Gross, and Brandon Redford. So it seems like Redford and Nolan will benefit from them being in the back, with some drivers having pit. And we're gonna go to an ad break here under caution for the second time today in Daytona, here in the All Terrain Cup. We are back here from the Daytona International Speedway as we are now 1 to green. Your front row for the restart will consist of Ethan DeWeldy and Tyler Lehman. And And I believe that's going to put Nolan Gross to the front row, sorry. And Tyler Lehman will be starting behind the 15, not alongside. So getting ready to go back under green here at Daytona for the third time. After the caution came out for the second time for the 97 going around in turns 1 and 2. The pace car will hit pit road again. We get set to go back green for the third time tonight. Green flag goes back in the air. We're back racing from Daytona. And again, able to clear the start line. Able to clear start finish straight without any incidents like we had on lap 1. And here comes the 42. Moves to the outside. He has to run. He has to help with Max Molina. He has the 52 to go with him as well. 15 tries to block. That is the Weldy tries to throw the block up top. He has to come back down. He has Nolan Gross behind him, but that top lane just goes straight to the front. Lehman and Molina go straight to the front with the help of Scott Bryant behind him. And behind Scott Bryant is Bradley Wilson, who's made up incredibly already 6 positions since the last restart. The biggest mover, Tyler Lehman, right now, who's made up 8 positions as of currently, but now he's dropping back. He goes back to Nolan Gross as their current biggest mover of the race. So the two cars up front, the teammates yet again starting to pull away as they are tandem drafting through 3 and 4. They are pulling away from this field right now. It's Tyler Lehman. You think that the cars in the back would be able to catch them, but those two up front are consistently holding that gap. They're pulling away, but staying kind of right where they are until we see otherwise. Here on lap 15 out of 100. Still have a long night here at Daytona. Now the rest of the field has re-caught up to the 51 and the 52. What are they going to do now that they have Tyler Lehman behind them, along with Max Molina and Jordan Herring? 4 Toyotas make up the top 5. Going forward is Tyler Lehman in the 42. 52 moves. 51, sorry, moves up to the high side, out of the line, but the 52 will go with him. So will the 23. Tyler Lehman stays on the bottom to take over that lead. They only have 3 cars on the high side: the 23, the 51, and the 52. Well, he tries to throw a block on the 52, doesn't work. Lehman continuing to lead here at Daytona after he took the lead on down the back straightaway. 45 jumps up top with the 52 and the 51. It's actually going to try to take them out front. That's going to put Molina to the lead, but that's going to bring the 52 back down to the bottom of the racetrack. They are scrambling all over the racetrack now, trying to figure out position. As momentary. Oh, wrecking on the back straightaway. Big wreck. Molina's in it. Lehman's in it. The 38 potentially in it. No, 38 misses it. Molina's involved. Redford. 23. Big wreck on the back straightaway here at Daytona. We're going to go ahead and go back to the replay brought to you by Empire Paints. Let's go ahead and get a more precise view of what happened here. Molina on the high side. The 51 gets a bad push from the 52 gets a bad push from the 51, and it was just chaos from there as they all started slowly wrecking down the back straightaway. 51, after giving the bad push to the 52, causing the incident there down the back straightaway. Now we'll go to the lead here at Daytona. As momentarily we are just getting currently the stage lengths for today's race for you guys. So today's first stage ends on lap 32 and laps in stage 2 on lap 64. Let's go ahead and bring in a driver who was definitely involved in that wreck. If I can find him. To find a driver that was involved in that wreck, if we go back to see some drivers who have damage potentially. Was the 38 involved? Let's try and take a look at the front of that car if we can. Yeah, the front of that car is destroyed. So down the pit lane they go for repairs. Let's go ahead and bring in the 38 of Jacob Malone. Hey Jacob, it's James up on the broadcast booth. You got a copy? So going down the back straightaway there, big wreck coming out of 2. We just want to get we saw the front of your car is pretty badly damaged. We just want to get your take on that. Yeah, obviously Daytona wrecks known for not really having a whole lot of room on the racetrack. Was there you think if maybe you had a couple extra feet in front of you, you would have been able to get through it? All right. Well, thank you, Jacob, and good luck. Let's go ahead and bring in another driver here, Ethan DeWeldy. Hey, Ethan, it's James up in the commentary booth. Got a copy? So after the big wreck that happened there on the back straightaway, you go to the lead. Is there do you have a plan on restarting from the lead, or are you just gonna kind of take it as it goes? And now, obviously, Daytona known for not having a whole lot of room. You think if maybe there was a chance there if you had slightly less awareness on track, maybe you were involved in that wreck somehow. All right. Well, thank you, Ethan, and good luck. Ethan DeWeldy restarting P1 here at Daytona. A restart alongside the 38 of Malone, who we just talked to, and behind the 15, restarting behind him, is the number 02 Chevy of Nolan Gross. So here comes the pace car off the racetrack. Going green for the 4th time tonight after a big wreck was triggered on the back straightaway. The green flag goes back in the air at Daytona. We are back underway at Daytona. Now on the outside, Malone, no help at all. The 02 and the 15 working together on the bottom. Remember, stage ends fairly soon. We're not exactly close to the stage end, but we are nearing the stage end, which ends on lap 32. So we've got roughly about 11 laps. We're coming back to 10 laps to go in the stage this time by. So I have a feeling we're gonna see some aggressive racing as we get towards the end of the stage to try and get as much stage points as physically possible here in this race. Because remember, this is the first race of the season where points will be awarded. So you want to score as many points here as physically possible to try and get yourself up in the point standings. It's a long season ahead of us, but points points that you earn here definitely are going to help if you can maintain those points throughout the season. Now, as we coming back to 9 to go in stage 1 here at Daytona, Dueldi leads over Gross, over Redford, over Lehman. Dueldi still leads here over Nolan Gross. Max Molina currently in P3. Come back to 8 laps to go in the stage. Currently all the drivers just saying single file. Down the back straightaway, currently they go under. Now here we go on 8 laps to go in stage number 1. 42 peeking up to the high side. He's now the only car on the outside lane. He's going to get shuffled back, but the 51 and the 52 can go up to try and help the 42 car out. See if maybe they can find a way to get him up to the front, but they just continue to fall back. They didn't do anything except for hurt themselves by jumping out of line there. And they still stay single file as we head towards the finish line. Now there goes a car to the outside. I believe that's Brennan Redford to the outside lane. But Ethan Dueldi continues to lead here at Daytona with 6 laps to go in stage number 1. The 1 and the 52 on the outside. Now they are the 2 lone cars on the outside there. Maybe the 02 tries to jump up to the high side. No, he doesn't. He thought about it for a minute as he went up to skip the side draft off the 52. But now there he goes to the high side now. The 02 jumps to the outside lane, gets the push, and goes to the lead here at Daytona. 5 laps to go in stage number 1. And Nolan Gross out front with the push of the 51, but the 51 and the 52 leave Nolan Gross behind. The 51 now goes to the lead. That's Wilson. He'll go to the lead here at Daytona. And he brings his teammate with him, but Dueldi and I believe that is Tyler Lehman. No, that's Molina on the bottom. So that's Dueldi, Molina, and Nolan Gross on the bottom. they get shuffled all the way back to 5th, 6th, and 8th. Bradley Wilson continues to lead here at Daytona with now 4 laps to go here in stage number 1. Jostling for position, who's going to be able to get P1? '52 and the '51 still out front. Only 2 cars are on the high side. That is Redford and Lehman. Now the 15 and the 02 will jump up to the outside as well. 4 cars in each lane as we come back to 3 to go in the stage. Multiple cars now just jump into the outside. 3 cars on the bottom, 5 up top. And Nolan Gross says, I want that lead back. Will he get it as the car goes below the apron? That's a 51. Nolan Gross goes back to the lead with 3 to go in stage number 1. Doelli peeks to the inside, but Nolan Gross still holds that lead with Molina on the outside. Down the back straightaway they go. So we go back to 2 laps to go. Sorry, 3 to go. Sorry, this time by. My calculations were off. It's 3 to go this time by. That was 4 to go last time. Last time we crossed the stripe. 3 to go this time by. I believe it's white flag. I believe they throw it on 32. So this could be the white flag here in stage number 1. Remember, the stage ends on lap 32. Current leader in stage 1 is Nolan Gross over with Brendan Redford, Tyler Lehman, Max Molina on the bottom. Coming back to the stripe, who's going to get it? On lap 32, is the caution out? No, we go another lap. It'll end on lap 33. Nolan Gross still out front. Brendan Redford, they're wrecking in the back. Do they save it? No, they're wrecking Molina in the 42. The 45 and the are wrecking. Who is out front at the time the caution officially came out? I believe it was Nolan Gross. Or is it Brandon Redford? I believe it was Brandon Redford. We'll have to go back to the time of the caution. We're going to go back to the caution no matter what. Here, sponsored by Empire Paints. It is scoring Brandon Redford as the leader. That was Tyler Lehman and Max Molina. They get tagged around. Caution didn't come out until roughly here. And the driver that was in the front was, from the looks of things, essentially Nolan Gross, but scoring is Brandon Redford, scoring Brandon Redford as stage 1 winner. So let's go ahead and bring him on in. Hey Brandon, this is James up in the booth. You got a copy? So from what I'm seeing off of the scoring table, stage 1 winner here at Daytona. Still a long way to go here in the race, but stage 1 must feel pretty good. Yeah, obviously Daytona still a long way to go here. We're not quite to the halfway point yet at Daytona, but still a long way to go. So hopefully we'll see you at the end of stage 2. It's Brandon Redford, stage 1 winner. We're gonna bring in your stage 1 runner-up, Nolan Gross. Hey Nolan, this is James up in the broadcast booth. Got a copy.
Yep.
So P2 finish in stage number 1 behind Brandon Redford, just barely after the caution comes out in turn 1 and 2. How's the car feeling, and do you think you can carry their momentum in the stage 2?
Oh yeah, I feel pretty confident. I just put on two right side tires, so I feel pretty confident.
Obviously, from what I know, could be completely wrong. You're the only driver in the field from the same state as me, so hopefully you can bring our state some victory here today. You can go out there and go get it.
I mean, I went from last to first in stage one, so I'm feeling pretty happy right now.
All right, well, Nolan, thank you and good luck. And we are going to go. So I do not believe we are 1 to green yet. I believe we're going 1 to green this time by. So we're going to go to a quick ad break as we try and figure something out.
Wanna race? Ready, set, go!
Green flag is in the air.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there won't be any commentary for some time here. We are figuring out some technical issues with the microphone. So, I do apologize, but there will not be any commentary for the next 5 or so laps. Potentially even just a little bit longer. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but enjoy the race. Enjoy the race. In the meantime. ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for that little intermission. No commentary. We are back after the issue. Issue has been resolved. So currently, Wilson leads over Herring, over Molina, and then over Bryant Malone. Now the Welly's so in the top 5. Drops Bryant down. Bryant on the outside lane continues to drop back down, falling down places as he drops back down to, I believe, it's about as far back down as he can go in the current running order. And you have Joel Brooks in the double zero, and then you have Tyler Lehman in the 42. They are the 4 cars way out back. Wilson leads over Herring, over Molina, Malone over to Welly. Lap 45 of 100. 6 laps off from the halfway point here in Daytona, and it has gotten very interesting with 3 cautions already, actually even 4. Non-cautions, 3 cautions in total, plus 1 for the stage. That's 4 altogether. My math could be wrong. Exiting turn 2 back onto the back straightaway. We haven't had a caution since we went back green in stage 2. We haven't had a caution since roughly around lap 32. Minus 3 laps for pacing. We've gone 12 laps without a wreck. Had a caution, pick that up. Potentially, if we go green this time by. They're 3 wide. 3 wide. But he's able to hang on. He doesn't, no caution comes out, no wreck happens. And 51 continues to lead here at Daytona. Back, potentially just a fuel issue, or potentially just dropping back to stay in the back to avoid some chaos that could potentially be happening very soon. Molina now to the lead, Fish behind him in Redbird, Girls and Welly. So Welly has been in that running in the top 5 ever since he cracked the top 5 a couple of laps ago. And there goes the 21. 21 looks to the outside of Molina. Can he get there? Doesn't have any help on the outside lane at all. None. No help. He's stalled up on the back. Molina, however, moves up the racetrack to try and go 121. That's going to allow Brandon Redford in the 02 to go on through. So that's going to be Redford, Gross, into Weldy, your new top three. As 21's fallen all the way back down to P6. Molina is leading, falling back down to P7. I believe the next caution for the stage is lap 64. So about 13 laps to go here in stage number 2. Gross to Weldy and Herring up front, followed by Malone and Fish. Redford's following back out from the top 3 back down to 6th place. So Nolan Gross continues to lead here at Daytona. With Weldy behind him, that is Jordan Herring. Just go ahead and pop up. We can find it. I don't believe we'll be able to. Now, 11 laps to go in stage number 2 here from the Daytona International Speedway, the Virtual Motorsports Speedway. Nolan Gross looking to win stage number 2 after finishing second. Brandon Redford in stage number 1 just by a smidge after the caution came out. Looking to win stage number 2. So is everyone else in the field behind him. From the rest of the little group that they have here. Till now, there goes Malone bringing the field with him. Oh, potential wreck there. 45 to the apron, but saves it, keeps it going. What a save from Max Molina to keep it going here at Daytona, to keep it green in stage number 2. Now, 10 laps to go. Redford, the last car in this pack. So let's see, I have Scott Bryant and Tyler Lehman, along with Joel Brooks. Scott Bryant all by himself, along with then Joel Brooks and Tyler Lehman. Oh, speaking of Tyler Lehman, off onto the grass, but saves it. Wonderful save from Tyler Lehman. Glad we were able to catch that live. Nolan Gross still leading here at Daytona. 9 laps to go in stage number 2. head back to 8 to go this time by. Laps to go in stage number 2. Nolan Gross leads over Ethan Weldy. Those to the top 2 appearing in P3. There we go. Now, as we are rolling, seven to go. We go on board 23 of Jordan Perry. Two lap cars now move up to the top of the racetrack. That's Brooks and Lehman who move up to the high side. Lehman falls in line, so Nolan Gross continues to lead. I do apologize for the noise on the mic a few moments ago. Here on lap 60. Stage ends on 64. We have 5 laps to go. Back to 4 to go this time by. And back to 4 laps to go. Nolan Gross again. Late in the stage, under 5 laps to go, leads. 4 to go here in stage number 2. Redford, nowhere to be seen. Redford has fallen all the way back to P8 in that paddock with 2 lead cars and 2 lap cars. Gross into Weldy, your top 2. Gross drops back down to 38. That's Jacob Malone. Molina picks up with 15, but Weldy nearly gets turned. Come back to 3 laps to go in stage number 2. Molina and Weldy up on the high side. Weldy went from P2 all the way. He's gone back all the way to P5 from P2. 38, pushing everything he has on the 32, or on the 02, sorry, to try and get them as far out front as they physically can be. I'm sure no one's thinking to himself, and the caution does come out. Caution does come out now. That'll end the stage. Nolan Gross is your stage winner. That will end the stage. Who was involved in the wreck? The 51 going slowly. We have to assume maybe he was involved in a wreck as we go back to your wreck replay brought to you by Empire Paints. Yeah, it was the 51 and the 47 of Brennan Redford They get together down the back straightaway. The 51 slides through the grass. It didn't look like Brandon Redford got any major damage, although he went through the grass quite a bit. And no, it looks like he has some damage to the rear spoiler. That seems to have already been there previously, so caution comes out on lap 63 of 64 in stage 2. That's going to end stage number 2. Let's bring in your stage winner, Nolan Gross. Hey, Nolan, it's James up from the broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Stage 2 winner, obviously. The last stage that ended under caution, you finished second just behind Brandon Redford. Stage 2 comes to an end under caution. You're a stage winner here in the All-Terrain Cup Series. I have to imagine feeling pretty good after having stage 1 potentially could have been robbed for you. So just walk us through how you're feeling right now.
Looks like I'm pulling in my pit box here, so hold up. And I overshot. Okay. Okay. What?
Obviously, after having stage 1 under caution and finishing second just behind Brandon Redford, you finished stage 2 under caution in the lead of stage number 2. I assume you have to be feeling pretty happy with how your car's been performing. You've been running out front for majority of the last 20 laps or so. And how's that car feeling? That's making it be able to run up front so consistently.
Car feels really good. I really gotta give props to Ethan DeWeldy and the 38 car, just basically keeping it tame. And I told Ethan to push me on coming to lap 60, and he listened. I mean, we were able to stay up front until those Fords decided to start hard charging on the outside lane. So I'm pretty happy with the stage finish. We got 37 laps to go, and I got 31 laps of fuel, so we're probably gonna have to make a green flag stop if there's not a caution.
Well, Daytona known for having wrecks and spontaneous incidents. So the stage officially coming to an end. Here. Not sure how this one will work. So, but stage 1 winner is the O2 car of Nolan Gross. Okay, good luck for the rest of the race.
Thank you.
Nolan Gross, your stage 2 winner. Judging off of when the caution came out to end the stage, Jacob Malone will be your current leader, I believe. So DeWeldy will line up on the outside lane. On the inside lane, you have Herring, Redford, and Gross, all on the inside lane behind Jacob Malone. And then the 21 of Michael Fish Molina exiting the pits now, along with Scott Bryant on the going through 1 and 2. And there goes the double zero car to get his lap back. Go back, green flag racing. This is the exit turn number 4. Pace car hits pit road. Starter has the green flag in his hand. Not for the first time today. The green flag back out in the air here at Daytona. We're back to under racing here at the Virtual Daytona International Speedway in the All-Terrain Cup Series. on the apron already. The 23 sideways, beautiful save from the 23, able to hang onto it and not wreck. How he was able to hang on to that, I do not know, but Gross, who won stage 2, falls back to P9. Being pushed by the 21 of Michael Fish. There's a car on the apron. I believe that's a lap car. No, it was not a lap car. Or was that Tyler Lehman who went to the apron? Scott Bryant and Bradley Wilson, those two back out front. They started the race out front, and they find a way to get back to the front here in Daytona. Lap 68 out of 100 now here at Daytona. So this time by coming back to 31 laps to go. Take 31 this time. Bryant and Wilson alone, Herring, Molina, Wildy, Gross, and Lehman, your top 8. Now under 30 laps to go. Last time by was 30 to go. This is now 29 if I am correct. Let's go ahead and take a look at how, this car on the apron, that's a 51 of Bradley, no, that's a 52, sorry, of Scott Bryant. Malone will take over the lead. currently 11 drivers that are still currently out on the racetrack. Go ahead and take a look at their manufacturer. Currently, top 2 are Fords, then a Toyota, Chevy, and a Ford. So 3 Fords in the top 5, along with a Chevy and a Toyota. That's 3 of the 4 Fords that are racing today make up your top 5. And those 4 drivers are Malone, Lehman, Redford, and Redford. Sorry, your 4 drivers that are up in the top 5. With 25 laps to go, Malone, your current leader, with Lehman behind, and Bradley Wilson in P3. The gap from P3. Now here's the Weldy. Now I was just about to mention the gap from second up to third was quite large, but then DeWeldy was able to shoot right back up there. But Nolan Gross down to P9 all by himself, no one around. Just from being a stage winner to dropping fairly far back. What happened to him is he will hit pit road. It is Nolan Gross in the pit lane. Or no, it's not. Sorry, that's Joel Brooks in the pit lane, not Nolan Gross. So that is Joel Brooks. Weldy leads at Daytona. Brandon Redford on the inside. Oh, almost a wreck there. 23 and the 51 nearly coming together. And nearly wreck. Wilson and Herring that nearly came together and wrecked in turn number 2. So DeWeldy continues to lead. 24 to go now here at Daytona. These drivers are very soon going to be starting to get a little bit more aggressive. We're already seeing them get aggressive here as it is, but as we get down towards the end of the stage, it's going to be getting even more aggressive as it already is. Brandon Redford going back to lead 3 wide, even from the 51 to 45 and the 15 back out and fall back. And now look at that. Here goes the 45. And the 42 on the outside lane. They have the 23 with them as well. Bradley Wilson back to the lead of this race as Lehman in tow, Herring, Bryant, and Redford. now we'll go ahead and see. Oh, wrecking in the back. That's the 38 of Jacob Malone. Spins into the grass. Caution is out.
How you doing in there, kid?
So the caution comes out. That's Jacob Malone. Spins off into the grass near turns 3 and 4. Let's go back and see exactly what happened. Was there any contact? Oh, the 15 goes up into the air slightly. Looks like maybe 45 checks up big time. That's Max Molina. Since the 38 down onto the apron, the 15 up on the outside lane. The 38 slides up, hits the 15 again, and that's what sends the 15s back into the car, up into the air, almost onto the safer barrier, and sends the 38 down into the grass in 3 and 4 to bring out the caution here at Daytona. It's the 6th caution of the night. Jacob Malone gets caught up in not his first wreck tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in the driver of the number 38, Jacob Malone. Hey Jacob, it's James up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
So looked like the 45 in front of you just checked up and caused you to get on the apron and make contact with the 15 and sent you onto the grass in 3 and 4. What was was there anything there that you think you could have done, or was it just once the 45 checked up, it was
stay up front and block more, because now I'm down 2 fast repairs.
And do you think is there any altercations with you in the 15, or is that all cleared up?
Oh, me and the 15 are fine. It wasn't. I legit, like, that was Brendan's fault. I mean, he checked up trying to let someone in, and there was not a big enough gap to do so, which it was an over-aggressive checkup that caused us to stack up and wreck.
Alright, well, thank you, Jacob, and good luck.
Yep, thank you.
I'm bringing Ethan DeWilde as well. Hey, Ethan, it's James up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Looked like just a series of unfortunate events there, from 45 checking up on the bottom lane, getting the 38 and 38 tagged through the back end of your car. Looked like it got almost on top of the safer barrier. Was there anything you could have done at all, or were you just along for the ride?
Just wrong place, wrong time. Race was really good. Then I got rammed from behind under caution, and then this happens. And then apparently my fast spur got unchecked for some reason, so now I gotta sit in the pits for the next 8 minutes while these required repairs sit. So just race has gone a complete dog crap. I mean, ran good, been up front all night, and then I got rammed, had to use a fast spare. And then I came in, was hoping to use my other one, and apparently it wasn't checked. So now I'm gonna probably lose a few laps, and just I don't know, man. This race is just, I don't know. I mean, it's been a good race. It's just bad luck has got me once again. I've been one of the dominant cars. Ran up and clean all night, and I mean now I gotta sit here and take these required repairs, and then I should be on the track and not getting ready to go green.
And something I asked the 38 the same thing as well. He's 38 said there was no hard feelings between you and the 38. Can we get your opinion on that?
Yeah, there's no hard feelings. It's just it's unfortunate that I don't even know what happened. Look, he just like overcorrected up into me. I don't even know why or how. Just it's really unfortunate. I've had a really good car and really been looking forward to this race tonight. And I hate to say this, but now I'm open for cautions because I mean I'm gonna lose quite a few laps because they're going green this time, and I still have 5 minutes. So just super upset and bummed out about how this race is gone. So we'll go out there after these requirements, come back in and take the fast repair, and then hope for a caution to get some laps back, and we'll hope for 2 so I can get all my laps back. But yeah, just hopefully this race will get turned around and we can come back and get that win, because I definitely think we have a
car to do it. Just really unfortunate with how this race turned out tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Ethan, and best of luck.
Thank you.
See, I heard there. Ethan Dooley says there is no hard feelings between him and the 38 either. But just an unfortunate event as we get ready to go back to room with 19 to go now. 18 laps to go here at Daytona. Green flag back in the air. I am hearing some record noises cleared up. Nolan Gross, who was 9th last time we checked, Green is now up to the lead again. 47 behind him. That's Brenner Redford, the 42 on the outside, has the 23 of Herring behind him. Nolan Gross back to a familiar position where he's been for a lot of the night, but he doesn't have both of the two drivers that he said he's comfortable with having pushing him 15 or the 38. Neither of them are near the O2 at this time. Certainly situated with the 47, and behind the 47 is the 45 of Max Molina. Draft here. Let's go to the onboard cam with Max Molina as we head to the start finish line to take 16 laps to go. Laps to go here at Daytona. Scott Bryant leads his teammate behind him. It's not the first time tonight. The 51 and the 52 have been linked up together at the front of the field. So I'll start to get scrambled here as we go 12 laps to go here at Daytona. To go. I apologize for the noise that was just there on the microphone. Currently, the 51 and the 45 out front. 45 drops down to the bottom, so does the 51. 40, 51, 45, 42, your top three. Here comes Nolan Gross. He's back in the mix. We go now 10 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway. Potentially a big wreck coming soon as we are within 10 to go. Will we get a 7th caution here at Daytona? Very likely that we'll get one, but the question is when will 7 come? There it goes! Caution comes around the 45, spinning hard into the wall goes Brandon Redford. Big wreck. Max Molina in it. The 52 of Scott Bryant in it. Brandon Redford in it. As we're gonna go back to take a look at that wreck. That was almost spoken into existence. Looks like Brandon Redford, Max Molina got the apron and clicks the 47, and that sends the 52 straight into the wall. And from there, it was just chain reaction. There was nowhere that that the 42 could have gone as well to escape that as he gets involved. So lots of drivers involved in the wreck. That is our 7th caution. And we're going to go ahead and bring in a driver who was caught up in that at the end. That is Tyler Lehman. Hey Tyler, it's James up in the broadcast. We've got a copy.
Yeah, I got a copy.
Just walk us through what happened there. Looked like essentially you got a piece of the 45 there, and on the trying to get away from that wreck. Just walk us through what you saw during that wreck.
Well, I checked up pretty good there, but I really couldn't see anything except smoke until the last second, and I just kind of slammed on my brakes to make that impact a little less impactful to the damage of my car. So I think I'm going to be good to go. I'm not going to use a fast repair for it. I think that my damage is not going to be all that bad, and we're about to find out.
Well, obviously, Daytona still known for a wreck could still happen here. Is still under 10 to go, so this definitely might not be the last caution. So best of luck for the rest of the race, and good luck.
Thank you.
We're gonna now talk to the driver who went up and over Brandon Redford. It was on his lid on the apron. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Hey Brandon, it's James up in the commentator. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Up and over on the apron, from what we were seeing, your car was up and over after what looked like a very hard hit into the wall with iRacing physics, potentially sending your car up and over. What was there anything that you could have done to avoid that wreck, or were you just were you in it as soon as the wreck started?
I watched the replay. I mean, I think the 45 got sideways, and then his rear quarter panel got into mine, and it sent me sideways. and it sent me down the track. And as I went down the track, the 38 was there, and there's just was long for the ride at that point. So it sucks. We're like a lap or two down, but we'll hopefully be there at the end still. So with hoping for the caution. That's all.
Now, with knowing that you're probably going green with roughly about 7 or probably 6 laps to go, maybe a little bit less. Daytona, there's definitely still a high chance of another caution here at Daytona. Anything can happen. So we're gonna let you go, Brandon, and good luck.
All right, man. Thank you.
So now that we're under 10 laps to go, we're going 1 to green this time. So we'll be going green with 6 laps to go at Daytona. This race is definitely far from over. Another caution is definitely likely. Not guaranteed to happen, but definitely is not out of the likelihood to happen. So Nolan Gross will be restarting P1 alongside Bryant in row 2. We have Fish and Wilson, and then in row 3 we have Herring and Molina. That will round out your top 6 drivers for this restart. So we will restart with 6 laps left here at Daytona Firestorm 250. As the pace car gets ready to come off for what seems like its 20th time today, even though it's not. They hit the Geico restart zone. What could be the last time? Green flag back in the air, Daytona. Contact already between the O2 and the O2 as they go through the ground. When the O2 tries to move up to the outside lane, he will be able to get there. Is he going to be able to stay there? Is the 52 going to potentially get him back for the potential contact that happened on the trial as we came through the green flag? 6 laps to go here from Daytona as they exit turn number 2. Caution here still very well could happen. Scott Bryan goes back to the lead over the 51, the 45 in P3. That's Gross in P4. And now 5 laps to go here at Daytona. Currently the 52 of Bryant out front over Bradley Wilson. And then over Molina, over Gross, over Malone. Will there be another wreck in the time that we are watching as we come back to 4 laps to go here at Daytona? Down the back straightaway they go, entering turn number 3, heading back to 3 to go. That's Malone and Molina on the high side as they are trying to work it. They have Brandon Redford behind them. They have Gross not too far behind. He could easily catch up and get into the mix. But as it's now 3 laps to go here at Daytona. 38 and the 45 on the outside with Brandon Redford behind them in the 47. Behind Redford is the 02 of Nolan Gross. Molina jumps down to the bottom lane. Will the 38 follow him? No. Molina hops back up. But the 38 goes down with the 52 and the 51. It's now a 3-car even lane on both sides, top and the bottom. 38 goes back to the lead. Nolan Gross dips down to the bottom after got a little bit chaotic there with Brandon Redford. They're going to leave Molina completely alone on the outside lane. Molina tries to slot in. He will slot in. Now it's 2 laps to go here at Daytona, sponsored by Firestorm Racing. The 02 and Redford on the outside lane. It's Redford and Molina on the high side. Can Gross get there? No. Molina drops down, but comes back up. 51 backing off, essentially maybe to catch Nolan Gross. The 38 leads over the 52, over the 51, out of turn number 4. This time by the white flag. Race is official. No more cautions past this point. Molina back out front now on the high side with the help of Nolan Gross. Nolan Gross pushes the 45 out front. They are wrecking in the back. They are wrecking, but the caution does not come out. They are letting him race it back. 47 in the 02 trying to catch Molina. Is the 51 going to be a threat? Is he going to be a factor? The 51 and the 47 in the 02. 02 backs up to the 02. Oh, no! Too hard to the outside wall! Nolan Gross flipping upside down on his lid. Molina, the 47, also goes upside down. Max Molina sails out of turn number 4 for the final time. Max Molina is gonna win here in Daytona in the All-Terrain Cup Series Firestorm Racing 250 at Daytona. Scott Bryant will come home to finish P2. Bradley Wilson P3 as he blows it up across the line. Michael Fish comes home to finish 5th. He finished 4th. Herring finished his 5th. Lehman 6th. Gross 7th. Malone finishes 8th. Redford will finish 9th. That will be your final finishing order. We'll be right back momentarily for the interview.
Alright. Hold on. Hey, voice chat in Discord.
Yes, sir. Feeling pretty good. Could have been a lot worse with wrecking the back half of the pack on that last lap, but it's Daytona. Things like that happen, and sometimes just the person out front stays out front because there's no one else to get there. Uh, just kind of following teammates, and as soon as you see a wreck, just jerk the wheel the other direction. All right, thank you.
Yeah, I do. Good. I mean, after the Clash, Clash was kind of chaotic, but this Daytona was actually kind of calmer than I expected it was going to be. Kind of wrecked myself, I guess. Going into one, I guess it really saved me for the turn 3 and 4 chaos. So I kind of just drove by that because about when I got to it, everybody was slow and I could just go right around them. Thank you.
I got you, driver. Yeah, anyone at Daytona feels special. I mean, it's the it's the world center of racing, as it's branded. But whenever you can get a win in any series, it's obviously really special because it takes a lot of talent and a lot of skill to try and put yourself in the right position to be able to win one of these things. And I feel like I you know the way these cars and this package is, you kind of have to basically make your moves on the fly. Like you can't really plan ahead of what you're going to do because you never know what the person behind you is going to really do. So you have to just make your plan up as you go. And that's why that whole last 2 laps where it's just having to try and figure out okay, well, this guy's gonna be pushing me right here. Is he gonna go low, or he's gonna stay up high and just try and you know train me, go past me. And it was a really interesting, a lot of tough decisions that last lap. I think it was O2 that pushed me out front, and then or it was someone else, I can't remember who, but he pushed me out front and then got past the 2 teammates of, I believe, 51 and 52. um and um and then I just went to the bottom because that's probably going to be the best line to try and protect. And as they always used to say in NASCAR, like, you protect that yellow line, that's going to be your best friend. And um, but with these cars, I feel like it's a lot tougher to try and really hold that bottom line because they're going to have a lot of momentum around you. Um, but I had Brennan come up behind me, I believe, and push me, and then the other dude, I think, came in the line and was pushing me as well, and then he backed off. I saw him backing off, and I was like, okay, well, he's probably going to back off for a big run here. So I started actually lifting off the throttle to prevent that big run that was going to happen. And right when that was happening, Brennan Redford went onto the outside, and then I guess the guy behind me just kind of went up to try and block that a little bit too late, and then that's all she wrote. Just all wrecked behind me, and just came home clean. But it was far from easy from this race. It was a lot of difficult things happening with Rex, and just a lot of inexperience working with these guys, this plate track, and kind of going into the unknown with all these guys I'm not really familiar with racing on this plate track and with this package. So I'll like I can say in the end it turned out pretty well, but it was a lot tougher to try and get myself there at the end.
Yeah, obviously, Daytona with racers that you might not have raced with in the past it's definitely not gonna be easy coming out here and winning at Daytona. It's definitely not easy to win at Daytona in any series, whether it's Cup, Xfinity, or the trucks. But win at Daytona definitely has to feel pretty special, and especially with it being the season opener and one of the biggest races of the season.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a league I just heard a couple months ago that's starting up, and just thought I never really ran a Gen 6 league, and it sounded interesting with all the racetracks we got with road courses, dirt racing, and thought might as well just try and give it a shot and see what happens. And lo and behold, just come out in first race and get a W. But we'll see how the rest of the season is going to go, though, because it's one race doesn't dictate how well the rest of the season is going to be. So it's going to be interesting to see how well it can kind of keep up with everyone else at the other tracks.
Yeah, obviously you mentioned this season's definitely going to be a little bit interesting compared to most leagues with having ovals, road courses, big tracks, small tracks, even dirt racing. Is there any specific tracks that are gonna fit to your racing style and that you think you're gonna be able to do good at? And what are some tracks that you're a little bit hesitant to race at?
Um, I mean, I feel like the mile and a halves are probably going to be pretty tough to really, for me personally, to try and make moves and be competitive because it's going to be, at least in my opinion, I feel like it's going to be a lot of train racing, just everyone running the bottom line and just trying to save tire. I mean, you might have a couple guys running up top and trying things out, but I mean, for the most part, I feel like mile and a half is going to be pretty tough to work with. But Auto Club, I feel like it's going to be pretty fun. Road course racing is going to be pretty good. I feel like, the other cars that I've ran with next gens, ARCA cars and Xfinity cars, I feel like I'm pretty good at road courses those. So I feel like that knowledge on those cars can kind of like correlate to these cars hopefully, and see if I can be fairly competitive in the Indy road course. I don't know about short tracks. I mean, I haven't really raced a whole lot of short tracks with these cars. I mean, I might have done Bristol a couple of times, but I mean, it's a lot of very high speed track. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty tough to try and go to Richmond and see how that goes in Rockingham. But, I'm very interested in Suzuka though, for the 10th race in the regular season. That's going to be pretty fun. I feel like, because, I don't think really many leagues actually go to Suzuka in these cup cars. So I feel like that'd be fun. And then Bristol Dirt in, third to last race before the playoffs would be fun. So a lot to look forward to this season, and hopefully can be keep up the competitive spirit.
Yeah, thank you, Max. Thank you, and congrats on the win here at Daytona, and good luck next week.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the events here at Daytona International Speedway. That is going to wrap up today's events as Max Molina will get the win here at Daytona. Scott Bryant will finish second alongside his teammate who will finish P3. As you can see, the finishing order scrolling across the top of your screen. I'm James Hartley. I've been your commentator for today's race. And we will see you guys next week, same time. And we'll see you guys next week for round 2 of the All Terrain Cup Series. Good night.